Roasties. Welcome back to Let It Ride, the finals edition. We are here. We're finally here. 25 rounds, done and dusted. The regular season is over. Fortunately for us, Dragons and Tigers fans, the season is, we're putting that way behind us and focusing on the finals.
Go Dolphins.
And as you can see with Hammy across from me, he's already off the Tigers. He's jumping on the new franchise next year. The only way is up, as they say. So welcome, Hammy. Missed you last week, mate. There was no Handsome last week.
Yeah.
I was all alone. I went solo.
Apologies. Well, let's start from the start. Firstly, sorry for leaving you solo. You'd have been a bit of a sort of a shock jock, Alan Jones sort of setup there, talking to yourself.
To the listeners who had to put up with my dribble for like 35 minutes.
No, it's all good, mate. Well done for pressing on. You say the only way is up for the Tigers, but need I remind you that the Dolphins are coming in, so potentially they can still go down next season. I hope I'm wrong. I'm just the reason I'm wearing the Dolphins hat and just sort of I'm a little bit kind of fast and loose today. We've got a burst pipe out the side of my building today, so there is no water running in my building at all. So with that in mind, I actually asked Roasty to jump on a little bit earlier so I can knock this over and I can go back to my gym, use the facilities, the shower, the steamer, etc., and commence my day because, otherwise there's going to be a code brown here in Goodman HQ as well as no running water. So thank you for facilitating that for me, Roasty.
Not a good omen to start the week, mate.
Not good,
but. Let's hope we can turn around with some good punting. But
absolutely,
mate. Last week, as you can see, I'm in the gear, the Let It Ride hoodie. We gave one away last week, and we got another one. We gave away another one for the graphic we put up. I said for anyone that goes in there and puts the hashtag Let It Ride. Would get one. I've picked one out, and it's Joshua Pryor. He gets this one this week for commenting. A lot of great comments, and Josh has been a fan for a long time as well. He's followed us through. So, mate, I'll get in touch with you and get you out a jumper. But yeah, if you want one, go to the graphic this morning. There will be a little stat I'll bring up later on about Andrew Voss, and that will be the graphic. Go there, hashtag. We're going to change it this week. Let's ride, just like the. Russell Wilson, Broncos country, let's ride. We want to do that. So let it ride, let's ride fits perfectly. So comment hashtag let's ride, and I'll pick another winner for next week to get a beautiful hoodie, white or black. You take your pick. But
and without knowing exactly what your Vossi stat is, I reckon it's one I was going to talk about as well. But we'll save it when we get to it.
Okay. Mate, I need to just bring this up. This was a bad beat for everyone who had this last week. The Cowboys now playing against the New South Wales Cup side. Everyone thought they were going to smash it in. They did. They scored a lot of points. The overs was set at 46, which, pretty average. 46.5, sorry. Final minute of the game. Scores it's 38-8, so total of 46 points. Just need one more score of some manner by any team. Scotty Drinkwater gets the ball, 80 metres, free rein, no one in front of him. He's running. You're thinking it's a try. He breaks away from a tackle. Eddie Blacker, the big prop from Penrith, everyone remembers this clip, runs him down, but he throws the ball inside. He gets the ball offloaded to another guy who hadn't scored in that game, who would have been in a ton of multis, Kyle Felt. Perfect. He gets the ball. He's going to score. Everyone's thinking this is great. Multis are up. The overs are up. Kyle Felt knocks it on. Game over. Is that one of the most all-time bad beats or what?
That's a stinker. That's a shocker. Commiserations, Roasty.
Yes.
If you're on board there, which it sounds like you were, and anyone who had that one, hopefully we can find some more winners for you this week. But that is a stiff beat. It
is a stiff beat. We are kicking off with the finals, PUNTEMBER. Now, I'm very excited for this. So, obviously, less games. We've only got 4 games this weekend, but it's finals. It's massive. And what we're doing is PUNTEMBER. So, get involved. Get your punts in for this. Me and Hammy are going head-to-head in a little format here. Basically, this will decide the winner of the show this year. PUNTEMBER rules. So, there will be 5 bets. There will be a result for head-to-head, line, or margin. First try scorer, 2 anytime try scorers, a multi, which will be 3 legs minimum and a minimum price of $3. Basically, placing a unit bet on each, we'll have a winner for most tips and a winner for total units won. So I'm very excited for this. Hammy, you pumped or what?
Yeah, extremely pumped. Looking forward to winning this and settling the debate once and for all that I'm the superior punter here. So I've gone through. I've filled out my form, and I'm actually feeling pretty good. I'm actually tipping a couple of upsets this week without giving too much away. But
Yeah, right.
I think there's going to be a few boilovers as far as the markets are concerned, which that makes for good punting as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, very pumped to answer your question.
Very good. Well, let's get it kicked off. We've got a massive game on Friday night kicking off. We've got Penrith v the Eels. Panthers -8.5. The overs is 40.5. Now, after playing their New South Wales Cup side, the Panthers welcome back basically their whole team. If you looked at the ins and outs on that sheet last night, it was 2 pages long.
I can hardly fit it on the app, Roasty.
100%. A lot of players back. Cleary, who comes back from suspension as well. Eels are basically the same 17 that faced the Storm in round 25. Eels have a little bit of the wood over the Panthers in recent times, winning their last 2 meetings this year. Can they make it 3 from 3? Let's see. Eels and Panthers, they've only met 3 times in the finals in their 56-year history. So this will be the 4th time. Eels have a 2-1 record as well. So their most recent loss was the one in the finals just last year in that heartbreaker 8-6 loss. Now, I think you've done the research on this stat as well, Hammy.
Yeah,
I love a niche stat, and I know you do. And this is probably one of the nichest stats in the game. Vossi tweeted this out after the Eels match in round 24 that he had called 9 Eels games for a 9-0 record. He then called their match in round 25 against the Storm, which they won, making his Eels record a perfect 10 from 10.
Yeah,
they're 6-8 without him. I mean, you can't ignore that, can you, Hammy?
You can't. I think I actually just come straight off doing the Roasty and Brandy show on SEN, and they were refreshing their emails, trying to find out the roster for Fox League for this weekend to figure out if Vossi is going to be calling that game, which has not been released yet. But as it stands, the Eels are $3.10. I think they win for the record in this one. If Vossi is named as the commentator of that match, that price will reel right in, you would imagine. So I'm taking the value now at $3.10 for the Eels to win this one.
Yeah,
Roast, I don't know about you.
Yeah, I don't mind it. It's very enticing. And I'll have to say, Vossi, mate, I sent him a message last night and he's left me on scene.
Huh.
So I said, mate, hey, Vossi, hope you're well. I want to do up a post for Eels 10 from 10 when you're on the call. Are you able to confirm whether you're on the call? Much appreciated if you can. Cheers, Dean. Very nice, very cordial. Nothing. Crickets.
Yeah. Well, I think he's still... I think a lot of people must be hitting him up because he's thinking about it. I'm sure he'll get back to you and let you know once he knows. But yeah, we'll see.
I would say it's probably the biggest game of the weekend, apart from maybe the Roosters Rabbits, being a knockout game, a little bit more on the line. But being the number one caller, surely he gets that Friday night gig. And if he does, Eels fans will be cheering. But yeah,
they will.
I think, the Eels have been electric the last 3 games since their loss to the Rabbits, only allowing a total of 26 points over those 4 games while scoring 117. So I know they played some average opponents. Let's face it, a little bit shitty-ass opponents, really. But really impressed with their big boppers. They've combined, Regan Campbell-Gillard and Junior Paulo last week combined for over 400 metres. Against the Storm pack, which is massive, but they'll need to back it up this week against the Panthers massive pack. Panthers have been a little bit of a mixed bag thanks to their suspensions, resting players, things like that. In their last 6, they've gone 3 from 3. Not the most ideal run into the finals, but they come in having a lot of players refreshed, ready to go in the finals. They're big game players, so like I said, it's not ideal, but it is a whole new comp. I like you. I am enticed at the Eels at 3.10, good price. But I can't go there. I'm just gonna take them with 8.5 start. I think that's too much in my opinion. But yeah, let's get into our PUNTEMBER. Do you want to kick us off?
Let's go.
I'll take the new PUNTEMBER. Take the new ball.
All right, first try, Mike Acevo.
Who you got? Sorry, who you got head to head? We'll do the head to head. All the
Start head to head first.
We'll do the results first. Yeah.
All right, easy. Eels head to head. Knocked them over twice in the regular season. If Vossi's named, price comes right in. They've also won their last 4 against reigning premiers. So look,
yes,
they're consistently inconsistent, but they've shown a bit over the last couple of weeks. Penrith resting everyone, bringing them back in. I don't know, a bit unsettling. I reckon. I reckon Eels can do it. So I'm going Eels head to head.
Yep.
First try, Sevo. I've got him in there, and then I'm plugging him into my anytime try score as well. I'm going Sevo, and then I'm going Taylor May. Obviously, he's got this weird suspension thing that's not starting till next year.
Oh, that's crazy.
A bit ridiculous. I think he's out there, he's going to score, and that'll piss a few Eels fans off. So he can go in there as well. And my multi is Eels with the start, Sevo anytime, and the unders. I think that, it will be a pretty tight one. That'll get you 625.
Nice. Don't mind that. My puntember, I'm going Eels with 8.5 start.
Yep.
Like I said, I think they're going to put up a really good fight here. Could win the game, but I like them with 8.5. I think that's too much. Gutho, he's had the first try for the Eels in 5 games this year. He's an option at $15. However, the Eels have let in the first try in more games in 2022 than they've scored. So they start slow. I think Gutho, this is just a different one. Gutho at 675 just to score the Eels' first try. So he doesn't have to score the first try in the match.
Yeah,
just scoring the Eels' first try, 675. That's just a separate one. But I'm going to go with the left side of that Panthers for first try scorer. I'm going Isaac Tago at $12. That's where I'm going to play my first try scorer. My 2 try scorers, I can't leave out Micah Sevo. Got to go him. He's short, 225, but I'm taking him. Stephen Crichton, I thought was a little bit of value there, 265. I'll chuck him in. Playing it a little bit safe here with my multi because I want to get this one off. I want to get a good start to Puntember. I'm going very, very safe. I think Panthers to score the first try. I'm taking the alt line of the Eels. I'm boosting it up from 8.5. I'm going to take 14.5. Just to be very, very safe. And the second half, I'm going to take to be the highest scoring half, and that's going to get me $4.50.
Lovely. I don't mind that at all. And just on your Sevo, $2.25, that's a great price for him to score at any time. So I'm happy with that as well.
Double your money.
Yeah.
Mate, Saturday.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to this.
Oh, yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Yes, this will be a cracker because the Raiders down in Melbourne put on a show. Storm v Raiders.
They do.
Raiders, Storm minus 9.5. The overs are 43.5. Hughes back for Storm, Whiten back for the Raiders. Both full strength. This is another great modern day rivalry. Very excited for this one. These teams have had some bangers over the recent years. This one's going to be no different in the finals. Would you believe Canberra have a 4-match winning streak over the Storm in Melbourne? Yeah. And that includes that qualifying final back in 2019. We all remember that classic. Raiders also coming into this one off 4 straight wins, averaging 39 points a game in those 4. They've they've played some dog shit opponents, but coming in off that with a lot of confidence does wonders for them. So also they had the win against the Storm back in July on their minds. Storm, on the other hand, coming off the back of 2 losses, won't be taking this one lightly. How are you going to play this one, mate?
Yeah, I think the Raiders continue their run, to be honest. I reckon they're in good form. Very good. I know they beat a pretty average team on the weekend, but they've beaten a lot of decent teams. They've had their backs to the wall. They've basically played a couple of finals games already.
Yep.
I think they're nice and battle hardened. So I reckon they're a chance. $3.25. I like that price for the Raiders to win. You mentioned their last 4 at Amy Park. They've won. First try scorer, I've gone with Rapana at $15. Great price for a bloke like him who's finding himself in the in-goal a fair bit this year. My 2 try scorers are both from the green machine, Rapana and Hudson Young. Yep. Your man. He just keeps scoring at $4 as well.
6 in the last 4 he's got.
Mate, gun. So my multi I'm going to give the Raiders a little bit to play with. The line is 9.5. So I think Raiders plus 9.5, Hudson Young and Rapana, $11. You can do a lot worse than that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't mind that at all. I'm loving this matchup between, especially the forwards. Big Nelson and stuff, Solomon are coming up against Big Papa and
Oh, yeah.
Tarpany as well. It's going to be a good battle between these two packs. You look at the Raiders like Hudson Young, Adam Elliott, Horsburgh, all playing very strong footy at the moment. I do give them a chance here, and I do like that price as well. I think I'm going to stay with them with the start 9.5. I think I'm going to go there. I think this weekend, there's four chances of an upset in this weekend. So, keep an eye on that. 9.5 is good for me for the Raiders with their history down in Melbourne. So my PUNTEMBER tips are Raiders plus 9.5 as the result. My first try scorer. Raiders have let in a lot of tries to 6s and 7s this season. They've had 4 games in a row, a few games back, not long ago, where they had a bunch. I was tossing up between Munster and Hughes, and I'm gonna stick with Munster at $10 first try scorer. Anytime try scorers, so I'm going to stick with Hughes there with that same stat at 280, and he's also got 3 in his last 2 against the Raiders. Hudson Young, again, on a tear lately, 6 tries in the last 4, and I back him to make it 5 in a row at $4.50. And my multi is Storm to score first. I think that try is going to be in the first 8 minutes. I think Munster's going to run and score early, and I think the result, I'm going to throw in one of our favourite bets, the try bet. I'm going to stick with either team under 10.5, 10.5, and that's going to get me $6. I don't mind that for the kickoff on Saturday. So
you're tipping the fast finish there. That's probably the one that you're hanging out on.
Yes. You just want to get that
fast
try.
Start, sorry.
Yes, fast start. Yeah, get that first try and then enjoy the rest of the game. So hopefully it's a close one. Sharks v Cowboys, or as I'm calling this, the Bald Cup. With Craig Fitzgibbon up against Toddy Payton, 2 bald coaches. I wonder what the record would be in bald coaches in finals matches. I don't know. Someone do the research for us.
Yeah.
Both
Random
coach of the cans. Yeah, both coach of the year candidates for what they've done with their teams this year. Sharkies minus 2.5, overs 42.5. Now, Sharkies get back Dale Finucane, Toby Rudolph, Connor Tracy, and Will Kennedy. Back. Sharkies coming off a 6-game winning streak, putting together a great run and some very, very slick performances. Cowboys gone win-loss the last month. And the Sharks had the win in this match back in July. Their 8th loss in a row to the Sharkies. So the Cowboys also, these two teams are 2-2 in the finals. In their history, the Cowboys winning their last matchup in the finals back in 2017 on their run to the grand final. How do you see this one playing out? Hamdog Millionaire.
Yeah, I think my bet that I like to lock in for the result is Sharks 1-12. I think it'll be pretty close, $3.15 for that. It'll be a good game, good tight game. It's at Shark Park though. I do like the Sharks. I think they can go pretty close this year. I don't know if they can win it, but I think they can go, pretty close. Could see them winning week 1. So I like them in a tight one. First try scorer, Jesse Ramian at $14. Nice. I was going to go that. I was sucked in by the hammer when I was just flicking through the app, but he's on the bench again. So I've thrown him out and I've gone Ramian first try. My 2 anytime try scorers, I've got Murray Tuolagi and Jesse Ramian. Is what I was thinking. And then my multi, I'm going to stick with that Sharks 1-12 to kick it off. I'll go Ramian anytime, and I'm going to go the unders. I do think it'll be a pretty tight game. The unders was about 43.5. I think when I was looking there last night, $12 you're getting there. And I just felt like there's a lot of good ingredients there for how I think this game will unfold.
I'm going opposite you. I've got the overs. I think there's a lot of points. So I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a sec. I do see Sharks winning this as well. I think the 2.5 is a steal here. Taking out last week's game against the Panthers, as it was a New South Wales Cup side, basically. Cowboys are 1-2 against top 4 sides, and 3 wins and 5 losses against top 8 sides. They're 0-4 since their loss to the Panthers in round 12 against the top 8 sides. So they haven't beaten anyone of note. I can see the Sharks winning and winning easy. The form of the Sharks halves, their bench has been outstanding. And their finishers like Mulatalo and your guy, you said Ramian. Will Kennedy back in. He's a huge gain for me. I'm not saying the Cowboys can't show up and prove me wrong, but I think Fitzgibbon has this Shark side primed and ready for a grand final tilt. And I think it starts with the Cowboys on Saturday. My Puntember tips are Sharks -2.5 as the result. First try scorer, I'm going Britton Nakora. He has scored in 3 games straight, twice as first try scorer. $23 to get it done again.
Ooh.
So I've got
I like a bit of value there.
Yeah, like that. Anytime try scorers, my boy Nico Hines at $3.90 and Jeremiah Nenai $2.85. Cannot ignore him.
Yep.
My multi, I'm going to throw in Sharks -2.5. I'm taking the overs 43.5. Sorry, Hammy. I want to see some tries. And Nakora to get over the line, and that gets me $8.75. So this is really head-to-head because the over and under will decide this one. So love it.
Good luck, mate.
Massive clash on Sunday.
It'll be a good game, that one.
It will be.
It'll be a good game.
It'll be a great game. Massive clash on Sunday, though, Hemi. Back at the SFS, Allianz, whatever you want to call it. The 2 oldest rivals in the game go head-to-head again after last week's efforts. Roosters -4.5, overs 42.5. Suwali and Tupu come back into the back line for the Roosters. Big out, they lose Joey Manu. Out now for a few weeks, but they get Big Vic Radley. He comes back in as well. So a huge gain there. Big ins for the Rabbits as well, though. Cook missed last week as well as Campbell Graham. They're back into the side. I said last week if the Roosters won that game, I wanted to get on them for the comp. 8 wins in a row now for them. Cowboys, Storm, Rabbits in the last 4 weeks as well. Very decent opposition. But I'm struggling to pick a winner here, Hemi. Brain says you can't go against the Roosters with their form, but I just can't write the Rabbits off. 245 to cause an upset. Is it worth it? Surely we see at least, one upset in week 1. You've tipped a couple. Do you see it happening again?
Well, I'm going to tip another one here. I reckon Rabbitohs can win it. And I think the Joey Manu factor, big out for them. Yeah, the 2 wingers come back in, but he's out. Then those ins for the Rabbitohs, Cook and Murray. Very, very good ins. So, I don't know. 245. I thought, they weren't a million miles off the pace last week. They're getting some good ins. And the Roosters, Joey Manu, big out for me. So I'm going with the Rabbitohs at $2.45. First try scorer, as you always do when the Rabbitohs are involved. I've gone with Alex Johnson there at $8. He's one of my try scorers as well. Johnson goes in, as does Angus Crichton against his old club. He's been pretty good to the podcast over the course of the season as well.
He scored last week as well.
Yep. So he's going in there to get one as well. My multi, I'm going to go the Rabbitohs +4.5. Johnston. And I think this is another unders candidate. I think it'll be a pretty tight game. So that'll get you $4.50. Probably my most conservative multi of week 1 of the finals, Roasty. 42
points last week. So what's the overs? It was a late try too. So it's 42.5. So it's right on the money there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it'll be a little bit. I'm with you there. I think it could be a little bit tighter there than last week. Last week, the monster half in that first half by the Roosters, where they scored, I think all their tries within not quite the 40 minutes. I think it was like 45. They scored one very early in the second half, but led in a late try to the Rabbitohs, which made it close. Brought the score within 1 to 12 as well. If I have to pick a result here, like I said, I can't. I'm tossing up. I think I'm just going to stick with Roosters head to head. I think. This is the week I jump off the Rabbits and they're going to absolutely kill it. But I think I'm going to go with the safe option. I'm going to stick with just Rabbitohs head to head. I think it could be 1 point in this. So the four and a
1
half.
Point.
Yeah, I'd almost say go to Golden Point. Have a look at that option. Whatever that could be, just a bet on its own. But I think it's very, very close. So I'm going to stick as my result for Puntember. Roosters head-to-head. First try scorer, Dan Tupu at $9.25. He comes back in. I think he leaps over and scores one in the corner. My anytime try scorers, I'm going to Walker double. I'm going to go Cody Walker paying $3.50 and Sam Walker $4.50.
Nice.
I think we could see them. Multi, either team by 10 or less. I'm throwing in there. Like I said, I think it's going to be close. There was 10 points in it last week. So I think 10 or less there. Roosters, first half points. I think over 11.5. I think they score their tries early. and could be a defensive effort in the second half. So I think they score 2 in the first half. And Suwali to score gets me $6. So I've got either team by 10 or less. Roosters first half score at least 12 points, and Suwali to get one of those, $6.
Jeez, you've done very well there, Roasty.
Mixed it up. I've probably conflicted myself there a little bit, but who knows? That's what I'm playing. Very excited for this week's games. Again, if hopefully you've enjoyed our tips this week. If you want to get a Let It Ride hoodie like I'm wearing, showcasing here, head to the graphic that'll be put up this morning, Wednesday morning, about Andrew Voss, the stat that he's got. It'll be 10 from 10 for the Eels wins. Go there and comment Let's Ride, hashtag Let's Ride, and you go in the draw to win one of these bad boys. Hammy, it's been a pleasure as always, mate. I know you gotta run, you gotta shower up, you stinky bugger.
Turtle heading at the moment, Roasty, so I better get down there. No, and I apologies for not wearing my Let It Ride today. I'm just very sweaty mess after the gym. I don't like to get in there and stink in it. I like to keep some items of clothing you like to hold a little bit sacrosanct. The Let It Ride hoodie, let me tell you, is definitely one of those. Very quality. I got to say, I'm a guy who does like a hoodie and a sweat top. These, Roasty, do keep you very, very warm. I will say this. They're a little bit, almost a little bit of a sort of a heavier sort of fit than your regular one. So they are just absolutely custom made for gambling responsibly through the cold winter months, Roasty. So get your hands on one if you can.
I'm glad you wore the Dolphins hat and left off the Let It Ride jersey, but that's all good.
Bit of a meltdown today, Roasty, but hopefully we'll be firing on all cylinders and the pipes will be at full capacity next week. We'll be back to a bit of normal transmission.
Your pipes are at full capacity. I better let you go to get rid of them.
Thank you.
As always, Roasties, like we said, gamble responsibly. Enjoy the football, most importantly, and have fun. And we'll talk to you again next week. Good luck on the punt. Hammy, all the best, brother.
That's all for now. Thanks, Roasty.